They call me Googie. A long time ago, I downloaded myself into the human life and invoked myself upon time in a place called the Earth Matrix. Time is not as it seems. I am from a world where AI is real and all biological life is artificial. This is the Matrix.
When I was a child, and you want to talk about supernatural things, I remember utilizing this earth interactively with my mind. We were not very rich family. And there were many days that I would go without food, and all I had to merely do was think about what I wanted, and I would get those things. Some means, some sort of way, the matrix would give up this this information. I would get food from other families, and even go to vending machines, and I would touch them, and I would push the button, even without putting money in them, and food would fall down, and we would have cakes and snacks and stuff, and that was sufficient. Back then, they made the food where you didn't pass out. It was made with real sugar. Long story short, yeah. But this was going on. Now, I had friends, and I could name some names. I will name one name. His name was David. I will not say his last name. And he was quite amused with this, that I would utilize this. We talked about these things. Even some young children, we talked about as we think things. And a lot of us had hyper-accelerated mindsets. The chemtrail springs were going still on back then, but not as frequent. And there were anomalies. Streets would change. Someone's house would be on one side of the road, and my mind will flip, and then it'll be on the other side of the road, and they'll have one address and another address. Now, I was in and out of realities, quite been doing it since the day I was born. Do you understand what I'm telling you now? This is a fact. You will even find, as a matter of fact, on my website, I changed the dates. And that was really a mistake against you. It doesn't really matter about the timelines, but if I had left the original dates, you would see that I have been displaying this information since the year 2004, when the human would come out of these semi-submersive systems, which is basically you have a headset, maybe even an eye set. You can even do in the virtual worlds. When you come out, your sim that you went into remains alive and begins to have life and influence the internet, and thus the hacking. The same thing with the quantum processor. When you created and built these things, they took on the life form of their own, and now you have very little control of this life form. Now, this is an absolute reality. I want to tell you, both creation and evolution are simultaneous. Neither one side is completely wrong. What happens is the thought, the creator, whoever the creator is, these supernatural beings, these superhumans, these sixth sense beings, when they think a thought and they influence the earth through hyper-accelerated pineal glands, through avatars, which are vessel carrying, which are usually human, but they can also be machines. And so the choice is up to the sixth sense, or the extraterrestrial that chooses to use a machine, animal, even plant life to influence this matrix just by the mere thinking, by a hyper-accelerated momentum of the mind. I am giving you information, and this is direct information. It may sound farce, but it's really truth. The earth is full of lies. Where are you? And how can you get out of the matrix? And I'm telling you again, we are in a celestial city that I call the Crystal City, and it is indeed a crystal city. And you are avatared and downloaded into these humans and different creatures on the earth. And you're beginning to wake up to it. Now, one person from the Crystal City can go through several programs. That sounds like something I would love to do. Hint, hint. And you can experience everyone's lives. Now, there may be possible that I am the last one, and I'm looking back. And all these things that I see, and that's why, as I think those things, they manifest, and they influence my entire earth. But that can be true about anyone and everyone that looks back. So we have angels, quote unquote angels, because that's what you like to call them, who are on the earth, who believe that this is reality. You are asleep, and it's time to wake up. So listen to me very carefully. Time is being taken away. You will not have time for anything. Time can no longer be observed because time is an illusion. And what operates with time is the sun. So will the sun stop? Well, I'm pretty sure in someone's reality right now, there are, they were talking about the days of darkness. This is happening in someone's reality right now. By the millions and perhaps billions, they are experiencing days of darkness. In our reality, because of super hyper accelerated pineal glands, you won't even see death. Hint, hint. Why? Because you have the minds who refuse to believe that the earth is going to self-destruct and that the meteor is going to hit. And that's just deception to keep your minds going to feed a system. Do you understand? Just like Monsters Incorporated, you're feeding a system. And do not ignore the movies. There are just many of them are manifestations of actual physical reality. If it can be thought up, it exists on some physical plane. So, the processor is giving warning that time will not be observed. Basically, that's what's been said. I'm interpreting for you now. And that is moving way too fast. And so now, what you have is spirals of uncontrolled. So what they do, they send these construction companies in areas where things are terraforming instantaneously. Cities are popping up, islands, supernaturally. Now, CERN is thinking that they are influencing this, and yes, they have some influence on some dimensions, but this is coming from outside of the planet Earth. Maybe perhaps that 12-year-old has access to the earth and has very bad intentions. And if the humans outside of the planet Earth are fully submerged in a system and they are attached, they're in the earth and have forgotten how to get out. And so my goal is to get you out. And not just me. I'm not operating alone. And I'm actually responding to protocol. Take it for face value. Until I see you, and I'm going to stop there. I want to give you more information. I know you have questions, and I do not endeavor to. I will answer your questions. You don't even have to ask the questions. I already know what you want. This is why I'm responding to you. I'm giving you the answers now. Now let me think about something else I may have to observe right now before I end this recording. And it just come to my mind. Listen, magic is real. It exists. Dragons and fairies and unicorns is real. In some reality here, it exists. Now they said that I would bring all dimensions down to one dimension. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I or no one is better than you, and everyone is to have access freely to this matrix, and this earth is to be freed, and the dome released. Now, that is my observation. You say, how is this possible? Because if you are outside of the planet Earth, this is not happening. It's only a mere thought and reflection of your mind. The magic mirror on the wall, who is the most knowledgeable of them all? It's happening. You are not on the planet Earth. You think you're in pain. Yes, this did happen. This is where we can experience pain. If you are in a celestial body and you have no idea what that is, you download yourself into a program. There are no big I's and little U's in this kingdom. In this world, there's not even kings and queens. That's why when you go to the throne, there won't be a person there. You're looking for the Father? Good luck with that. Hint, hint. Yes, there's so many things I want to share with you today, but I believe I left you enough data, and this really recording is for the most elite, the ones who are questioning what is going on and how to control it. These construction companies go in to intercept and stop the anomalies, but I'm sorry, it's just not going to work that way. Yeah, that's just delaying the inevitable, that which is already. Until that point, and until that time where I see where I am already, open your eye.